televised interview since. We're happy to have her on our set tonight. Megyn Kelly joins us now. Megyn, good to see you.
Hi, good to be with you.
So this Ronan Farrow book adds details to what we essentially knew, which is that NBC executives and the elect, particularly Noah Oppenheim, I think the head of NBC News, covered up for Harvey Weinstein. So here's what Ronan Farrow's book says, and I want your reaction to this quote. Farrow brings a recording made by the NYPD to NBC, and in it, Harvey Weinstein admits that he abused an Italian model. On tape, Noah Oppenheim, head of the news division, responds this way, quote, "My view is that the tape and Harvey Weinstein grabbing a lady's breasts a couple of years ago, that's not national news." Does that surprise you, having worked there?
You know, nothing surprises me anymore, Tucker, in this industry. As I've watched the Ronan story unfold as his book has come out, Ronan Farrow, Catch and Kill, the number one thing I've wanted to know is, what did they know and when did they know it?
Right.
Because I've been reporting on this story even while I was at NBC. I talked to Ronan, I talked to his producer, Rich McHugh, I talked to Rose McGowan, I talked to many Harvey Weinstein victims and accusers, and was getting to the bottom of what NBC knew while I was there, and then just independently. And the question is, what did they know about Matt Lauer prior to the time the woman came forward who was ultimately his downfall? She came forward, her name is Brooke Nevels, made an allegation against Matt Lauer, and the company's whole defense to Ronan's book essentially has been, that's the first we ever knew about Matt Lauer. There was no deal between us and Harvey Weinstein to cover up for Harvey Weinstein so that he wouldn't report on Matt Lauer, because we didn't even know that Matt Lauer was doing this. We had no notice of it whatsoever.
Is that a plausible claim?
If they had no settlements of any kind and no complaints about Matt Lauer prior to Brooke Nevels coming forward, sure, it might be. But is that true? Here's what they're saying. No settlements of any kind. No settlement. Well, that's a legal sleight of hand. You can get paid out as a sexual harassment victim in something other than a settlement. You can get what's called enhanced severance. That's the situation where the receptionist is suddenly getting a 7-figure goodbye. She was like an amazing typist, did so well, right? And it's just severance. It's not a settlement. It's just like, hey, and by the way, if you could just be really quiet about NBC forevermore, we'd really appreciate it. That's what we need to know. They haven't gotten specific about what monies were paid out to whom. Show us the money. The number one thing that needs to happen now is they need to release any and all Matt Lauer accusers from their confidentiality agreements. NBC says it has nothing to hide. Great. Let's not hide anything. Show us all of the agreements, the enhanced severance agreements that were reached, or at least the numbers, so we can see which ones pop out, which ones are super high, and are they all women, and do they all have a connection with Matt Lauer? And number two, release the women from their confidentiality obligations.
So this probably would be known right now if the network had conducted